All right, let's talk about it. The last couple of years, they've been a total graveyard for so many startups. So today we're going to break down exactly why so many businesses failed. And more importantly, we're going to lay out a clear roadmap for the businesses that are set to just explode in 2026. Let's get right into it.
So let's kick things off with a question that's probably on your mind. What on earth went wrong in 2024 and 2025? It felt like literally everyone with a Facebook page was starting a business, right? Dropshipping, selling clothes, you name it. But then, almost overnight, it felt like the whole market just went cold. Boosting posts stopped working, sales just dried up. So why did that happen?
Well, it really boils down to three huge mistakes. First, a lot of entrepreneurs just failed to see that the market had completely changed. The whole era of just showing off products was over. Customers wanted something more. Second, they totally missed the boat on new industries that were quietly growing into massive opportunities. And third, and this one is maybe the most important, that personal obstacle, crippling self-doubt and the fear of what other people might think. That combination, it was absolutely lethal.
And that brings us right to our first key section, titled here, Why Were Businesses Failing? Look, we have to understand these past failures, not to get stuck on them, but to actually use them as the foundation to build a really successful future.
Now, this right here, this captures the single most important shift we've seen. Seriously, if you remember only one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. Skill is the new capital. It's not about having the most money anymore or the biggest warehouse full of inventory. Your expertise, your knowledge, your actual skill, that is your most valuable asset going into 2026.
So, the most crucial point is this, summed up perfectly right here. Skill is now the new capital. Every single opportunity we're about to talk about is built on this core principle. It doesn't matter if you're selling a product or a service, it all comes back to your skill. This is the new rule of the game, period. Okay, so with that foundation in place, let's get into the good stuff. This is your playbook for the 4 best businesses of 2026. And these aren't just small opportunities. These are areas that are so ready for explosive growth, we're talking about the kind of growth that might normally take 5 years, happening in just 1.
First up, we have the micro-product-based business. And you got to forget the old way of doing things, buying a massive inventory and just praying it sells. This is all about creating a small, smart, personal brand. Today's consumers, they don't just want a cheap product. They want to buy into a unique brand story, something that feels like it was made just for them.
And this slide, wow, it shows you exactly where the gold is. Think niche, personal care, unique home decor, fitness accessories. These are all booming because people are investing more in themselves and their homes. And hey, look at kitchen gadgets. This is a huge, seriously underrated market. People want their kitchens to be organized, efficient, and beautiful. That's a massive industry waiting for you right there.
So, how do you even start? It's way simpler than you think. First, just test the waters. Get only 5 or 10 samples of your product. See if you can sell them. See if you actually connect with your customers. While you're doing that, you need to become a content machine. Make short, daily videos for Reels and Shorts explaining why your product is awesome and why people need it. Then, once you've got that initial feedback, you can start building out your brand with a professional logo and posts. Okay, let's move on to our second model, the knowledge-based business. The world is changing so fast, and people are finally realizing that knowledge isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It's a survival tool. People are now actively and willingly paying for expertise that helps them get ahead in business, in their careers, and in life. Here, your brain is the product.
And the demand? It's incredibly diverse. You can coach people on hard skills like money management or video editing, which are always in demand. But don't you dare underestimate the personal growth side of things. People are looking for help with everything from fitness and mindset to improving their relationships. If you've got expertise in any of these areas, you've got a business. It's that simple.
The best part is how easy it is to get started. You don't need a factory or a storefront. You could start by running a simple 3-day live workshop, or maybe host paid group classes on Zoom for just 10 or 20 people. You could even create a small, really focused digital course on that one thing you've mastered. You can start earning with nothing more than your knowledge and a laptop.
All right, our third opportunity is a skill-based digital service business. And listen up because this is a big one. The demand for these services is already huge, but get this, it's projected to grow tenfold. And yet, there are very few dedicated, reliable companies out there providing them. This is a massive, massive market gap just waiting for someone to fill it.
Just look at this list. Every single business, I don't care if it's big or small, needs these things to survive online. They need video editing. They need someone to manage their social media.
They need copywriting that actually sells. These aren't luxuries anymore. They are absolute necessities, and businesses are desperately searching for experts to hire.
And here's the most empowering part of all. You do not need a fancy degree or years and years of experience to get into this game. All you truly need is a laptop and the dedication to just focus and learn one of these skills for 6 months. With that kind of commitment, you can absolutely become proficient enough to start your own service business.
Okay, on to our fourth and final model, the import business. Now, think about it. In many places, there's just a handful of major importers who control everything. They decide what products we get to buy. But what about all the cool, unique, viral, and useful products from places like Japan or Europe that never even make it here? Well, that's your opportunity.
And you got to forget that old idea that importing requires tons of cash and constant international travel. The internet has changed everything. You can now do like 80% of the work, finding suppliers, verifying them, arranging payment, right from your home. You don't need to order a whole container load. You can start by importing just 100 or 500 pieces of a unique product just to test the market.
So we've just laid out 4 incredible opportunities. But that brings us to our final and maybe most important section. What are your real obstacles? Because even with the perfect business plan, the biggest challenge isn't the market. It's that enemy within. It's our own mindset.
So let's be brutally honest for a second and just confront these excuses head on. You think you have no money? The reality is you can start small, with just a few thousand. You feel like you're all alone? Reality check. 80% of the world's most successful entrepreneurs started completely alone. That excuse, I'll start tomorrow, that is the most dangerous one because what it really means is never. And that fear that you just can't do it. Look, you won't be an expert overnight, but with real commitment, you can learn half of what you need in just 6 months. The only thing truly stopping you is the excuse itself. And so, that brings us to the most important part of this whole thing. Just like the slide says, now it's your turn. Make a decision. All the information is here. The opportunities are very, very real. So what happens next? Your future. It all comes down to a single choice that you have to make.
So look at these 4 paths for 2026. Are you going to build your own personal brand with a micro product? Are you going to sell your high-demand digital skills as a service? Will you be the one to share your unique knowledge and coach others to success? Or will you be the person who sources those incredible, unique products from all around the world? The path is yours to choose. So what's it going to be?